Okay. Whoa! That chapter! It's so good at the moment! What's he doing? Like, it's every 2 weeks so far, and they've been decent sizes, good sizes, great sizes for One Punch Man, and they've all been really good. One Punch Man 73 Monster Transformation 2 begins where Monster Transformation left off with Suiryu basically going, look, I got this. Everyone stand back, leave this to me. And, you know, and he's just getting ready. He's getting ready to fight, and Goketsu's like, look, we don't have any need for rebellion in the new world. If in the world of monsters, there's no need for rebellion. He's not needed. Kill him. Straight away, the guys like who just transformed the martial arts, they're already sizing up, they're ready to go. Fake Tien, because I can't remember his name. Like always, I'll put it below, so you know who I'm on about, so like, people can't go, you don't know. Fake Tien runs, and straight away, it's right. One thing I love about One Punch Man is it's so hard to predict what's going to happen, because it's so like, because it's basically a parody of Shonen at the time. Well, it is, you know. It's so tough to predict what's going to happen, but there's little things you can predict and you feel like, yeah. So like when that guy starts running, he's like, sorry, you've got this fake sense of justice, you playboy. It's going to cost you your life. He starts, and he's doing that run, and I'm like, yeah, he's going to get hurt, and he does. Suiryu's to me like, boo, and I'm like, ooh, Suiryu. This chapter was like, Suiryu, am I right? It was, and it was great, because, you know, I think Hamukichi's his name. If I got it wrong, pop it below. He goes to attack him. Suiryu's immediately like, football with the leg, and it's like, what? That's amazing. And then Volten, or Voltaire, his name, below. I'm sorry, I know the most important name though. I know the two most important names, it's fine. He's very much like, I'm trying to think, is that bit, or, no, it's later on. So, Voltaire straight away is like, he rains down with the lightning. He's like, my lightning fist has grown stronger than ever before. There's no way he can match against it, Suiryu. And Suiryu obviously easily dodges it, and he's like, and in his head you can tell he's like, I can't get hit by that, that's gonna hurt. He grabs Fake Tien by the hair, and he just slams him into the ground above Volten. Straight away, like in 4-5 pages, he's done. He's taken down 3 of the fighters like nothing. I thought Volten would be a bit more of a problem at least, because obviously he was, well, he's got lightning powers, you know, and fair play, he came up with a solution without like having like a long ranged attack or anything like that. But so yeah, fair play, Suiryu, my man. Then we get to the meat of the chapter. Oh, the main course, that beautiful main course. That was Suiryu versus Choze. Now I call it beautiful. It was really good. I really enjoyed that fight. I was like, that's a good One Punch Man fight. It's not the best One Punch Man fight, but even if you were to call it a bad One Punch Man fight, even a bad One Punch Man fight is still pretty good in general terms of fights in anime, I think, and manga, of course. So this fight begins, and they immediately kind of just square off against each other. And it just goes for it, boom, and like, they got like the combo clash going, and, you know, they both land a hit on each other, like, and Suiryu's very, and then, like, in that clash before, he's like, listen, you're alright, you're kind of decent. Choze's immediately, because he's got a lot of pride, of course, kind of. This next bit, okay, I get he was trying to be, like, serious, but in my head, I was like, alright, calm down. So, he's like, my original goal was for my race for me to rule the entire world. I don't see that as the goal anymore. Now, my goal is through natural selection to choose the people who deserve to live behind that point. You guys fail, obviously, vanish. And I'm like, alright, Meruem, calm down here. He's Meruem. That's gotta be like a Meruem parody. Because even in Hunter x Hunter, Meruem was like, Netero, you're weaker than me, but I respect your strength. I can tell you're strong. You should be alone. He's like, you're about the same strength as me. I only acknowledge those who are great. You're not great, bye! And great naming their Choze of the human, was it the human extinction vanish beam? I was like, which actually does bring up an important point for me. So in the last chapter review I did, when they were taking the monster cells, I thought it was just a case of they naturally enhance their abilities and their appearances and stuff. So Like, for example, Volt's lightning fist basically became an electric monster because he had that natural electric ability. And I thought it was just that. Obviously, I'm wrong though now, because it was shown in this chapter, well, as far as we know, I doubt he does. Choze didn't have any kind of key abilities or energy abilities about. To shoot that there means that, you know, you can't, it's not just your enhanced abilities, you can get new abilities as well. And that might seem stupid or obvious, but I just like to make things clear, especially with One Punch Man, because obviously there's a lot of twists and turns in that kind of sense, because it's unpredictable. Well, it's like, it's weird with One Punch Man, because, in a way, it's one of the most predictable series of all, you know? Monster shows up, Saitama shows up, bam! But then you don't know what's going to happen in between. It's weird how, because it's so predictable, it's unpredictable. If you get what I mean, hopefully? And then Suiryu, like, this is the thing as well. So when this beam gets launched at him, everyone's like, oh no, oh no! Suiryu's like, he's like, yikes. But there's that small panel where he turns back. And the thing is with Suiryu, there's two things it could be. And I think it could be either. Like, I'm very 50-50 on this. So, there's a chance Suiryu could have been like, the girl I want to go out with is behind me. Obviously, she doesn't want to die, I better stop it. Or Suiryu was like, these people that can't defend for themselves, I've got to stop. Either way, it's like, these people are going to die, I've got to stop this. Now, whether that was for more heroic intentions, that Suiryu, he's like, I don't like heroes, but he's quite heroic in the sense, and we'll talk about this, I'll get into that bit a little more later on while I'm talking about this. And he stops the beam, and I doubt it's a major point or anything, but because he stops the beam with his bare hands, and I know Saitama would just be like, pew, and like, he'd just knock it back, and I always thought it was just a kind of a clash of force with those kind of things, so Saitama's fist is obviously much more powerful than, for example, Boros's, what's the name of the attack? I forgot its name, but you know Boris' like mega beam that he's going to destroy like the earth with and stuff, and Saitama's like, pfft. I thought it was just like Saitama's punch had so much force behind it that it basically annihilated it in comparison to Boris's, but he could actually stop it. So my point I'm trying to make is there stuff like ki and energy in the world of One Punch Man as well to take into account? So for example, like, not in the sense of they can shoot ki blasts or anything, like in Dragon Ball, but I mean at the very least, they can touch energy and stop it like Suiryu did. Because Suiryu, he struggled to stop it, and that blast was a powerful blast as well, as we see when he's like, just go to the clouds! And that was awesome, by the way, because that blast was a powerful blast. It basically started to disperse the clouds above the stadium everywhere, and it's like, whoa, that's pretty strong, that's almost, and then I was thinking, that's almost like a Saitama attack. I'm like, wait, but Saitama's attack just above him, it pretty much clears the clouds as far as the sky can see. I'm like, oh, okay. So, a kind of power scale if you look carefully enough, but then again, it's not really something that's meant to be scaled. You know, I'm looking too much into it, but you can't look too much. One Punch, back to the review. Then, it gets back into it. Straight away, Choze's like, what? In that moment, Suiryu just grabs him by the horns. Boom! And it's so that's a kick. That's a powerful move, and like, I think that's where a lot of fights would end. Like, Murata's probably like, no, we could make this a tiny bit more, and it was more just kind of fan service kind of thing in the sense of, like, you know, hey, you like shonen fights? Let's make this a stereotypical shonen fight. And straight away he's like, what are you gonna do? Basically, Suiryu's like, what are you gonna do? Come at me. And Choze's basically saying, you nearly got the pain. I nearly gave you a merciful death. I see that was wrong. Boom! And then it does the light speed fight. It's like, and it was, oh, it was good. That was fun. That was fun, wasn't it? I hope you found it. I found it fun. This fight was fun. It was just like, hey, you like shonen fights? And I was like, yeah. It's like, whoa, check this out. And the thing is with light speed fights, you know, when they're basically, you can see like their kind of after images and they're zipping across the arena, super fast combat, and it's always, you know, after like 15, 16 years of watching and reading these, it's still not boring to me. That, just like those super fast clashes, I'm like, oh my god, it's so amazing! I keep talking about power scales because it's always interesting to know like how strong people are compared to each other, I think, especially in shonens. And, you know, all the martial arts, like, I can't see what's going on, I don't know what's going on. I forgot to mention that, yes! So, also quickly, when Suiryu defeated Volt, Hamukichi and Fake Tien, Bakuzan, we finally saw Bakuzan, because he's kind of like been in the background and he's just watching what's happening. Like, he's not sweating, he's not scared, but he's just examining Suiryu basically. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen, because I feel like with Bakuzan, he's gonna try and fight. He's not going to be able to, and he's going to give in to the desires and eat a monster cell. He's going to try though, I think, is the point. Back onto the fight. They had that super fast lightning combo, and then everyone couldn't see it, but Goketsu was quite, because he's got 4 eyes as well. Ha! Nerd. Oh, I'm just terrible and lonely. Anyway, Goketsu's watching this all, and obviously because he's got 4 eyes, he's got the advantage, but still he's like, yeah, he's not really that impressed, like, He's just watching, he can see everything that's going on. And then we get that brilliant panel. Goddamn Murata. Also, very quick, I keep forgetting to make points, but my god, that fight, like that scene where Suiryu's like blocking the energy beam, that was awesome. That looked great. Like this whole, like, obviously One Punch Man just looks great in general, but that whole thing where he was like you could see like the sweat and the light, and it was done really well. It was great. And even this, where like you had that whole page, like, what was it? Void Tiger Annihilation Fist. That went a bit weird, but he's like, Void Tiger Annihilation, boom! And I was like, whoa, Suiryu! That same fist starts spinning, got like a little tornado go around it. Void Phoenix Ascension Fist. Sends him flying. Choze's done for. I'm like, damn, Suiryu, ain't you a little cool guy? You're alright. That was a very good fight. I was happy. I was happy to see it. Like, I'm always happy when someone apart from Saitama fights, just because there's more to a fight. But at the same time, it's always the best when Saitama fights, because he's my favourite character. He's the hero. Cool. Sorry about that, my camera cut out. So afterwards, and to be fair to Suiryu, like, he's like, that was, you know, bring on the next guy. But at the same time, he's like, it's been a while since I've bled this much. And in his head, he's not that arrogant like he has been. He's like, I'm going to live the easy life. He's very much like, I can do this. He's like, I can do this, but that last fight was dangerous, and this next fight is no way going to be easy. Choze was tough, and Goketsu was the guy above him. I'm not going to have an easy time doing this. And Goketsu as well, to be fair to him, like, this takes quite a bit, because a lot of the martial artists are quite arrogant. Goketsu goes and said, like, hey, you shouldn't die here, it'd be a waste, you know? Have a modesty. It's not because he's scared of him or anything, like, this guy might take me down. All this time, he's not like, I need to come up with something. He's basically saying, you're very powerful, you should join us, it'd be a waste, you'd easily be an executive monster, because starting from today, the world belongs to the Monster Association. And he basically says, like, listen, there's going to be no law, no government, no authority, nothing like that at all. This world will become a monster world, and the strong will survive. It'll be kill or be killed. You know, and if you're this strong now, you may as well survive, live the easy life. And that was the key moment, because, like I said, One Punch Man is unpredictable in the sense of, I was like, he's probably not going to take it, but the key word there, of course, is probably, because there was that small portion of me that was like, he might take this offer. In comparison to other shows, like, no way, he's not going to do that, and like, he doesn't, and of course Suiryu doesn't take it, but there's that, even that small part of me that was like, he might do this. Like, it convinced me more than others have. Like, One Punch Man's good at convincing me that something might happen, which is what I love, because I miss just having to be like, is it going to happen, is it not? I don't know. Instead of, because I've been reading shonen and watch manga and watching shonen anime for so long, I can predict these kind of, I've just learned to predict this kind of thing, which is one of my favourite things about One Punch Man, because it's pretty unpredictable, as I've said quite a bit in this review. And then he goes to pick it up, and he's like, so it doesn't matter what world I live in, I could have an easy life, you know? And he goes, nah, flicks it up in his face. I'm like, whoa, Suiryu, calm down. And like I said before, Suiryu, he doesn't try to be a hero. He's quite heroic in that sense already. Even if it is for selfish reasons of, like, you know, living the easy life, picking up girls, not picking on girls. And he makes that kind of point very clear. So he makes fun. He's like, heroes are stupid, but it's kind of ironic that he's pretty heroic himself, at the very least. It kind of makes me think more and more, maybe he'll join the Monster Association. But like I keep saying, One Punch Man's unpredictable like that. And straight he's like, Void Sky Dragon Fist! And he's doing his move, like his spin tornado, he's like, and he's like, yeah! He's like, go Suiryu! Goketsu's like, fine then. Boom! He takes him down in one hit! Like, and I'm not saying it wasn't good, because Suiryu's like spitting out blood. It's not even, it's like a fountain. It's pressured. He's like, fine, die then, I don't really care. Because Goketsu doesn't really care, because there's that power difference between them. Now, this last bit in particular, where he just kind of one-shot him, I've been saying like the past couple of chapter reviews, if you've been watching them, yeah. I've been saying the last couple of chapter reviews that Suiryu's on the general level of Sonic and Genos to me, and I think like this kind of confirms it, because we know Sonic and Genos are on the same level, because obviously that fight they had in front of Saitama's place. Then Genos was in a similar situation to Suiryu, where he was basically fighting a bunch of monsters and basically fought a big fight. So Genos' fight was against like the awakened cockroach man, and from there Suiryu, and obviously Suiryu's fight was with Choze. And from there, it was basically they had to fight Goketsu, and Goketsu one-shot them both. So I think that's a solid answer to say, hey, this guy's about as strong as Genos. And if Genos is on the same level as Sonic, then all three of them are about the same level. Yeah. So that's how the chapter ends, with Suiryu just getting destroyed by Goketsu. So what do I think's going to happen next? Saitama's going to show up soon. Unless the story cuts away to maybe like Goro and Watchdog Man or the Hero Association or something. But if he goes back to the martial art tournament, he might show up at the end of the next chapter. If not, the chapter after that, I'm going to say. Because it's just stupid of me to say, it's like, he might show up, he might not, we don't know. Because it's unpredictable. If only Matt said that before. But yeah, I think Bakuzan's going to try and step up, and he's going to be like a Dark Hell Assassination Fist, boom. And he's not going to be able to do much. And, you know, he's going to be down on the ground, he's like, I'm going to eat this monster cell, and he's going to be like, I'm going to try and overcome it, but he won't, and then he'll try and attack Suiryu. And that might when Saitama shows up, and he's like, hey, I won't say something like this, Saitama isn't arrogant, he's like, looks like you could use a hero about now. And I'm like, ooh, because then my boy's back, and he's here to punch some things, and Goketsu's going to be all like, oh, you're strong, you should join us. And he's like, nah, and they'll have like, maybe a tiny conversation, or try and say something to Saitama. Saitama's like, you idiot, you stupid. And then of course it'll be like Sea King, like, and then Saitama will be like, pop, because that's my boy, the Saitama One Punch Man. This was a good chapter though. I liked the fight between Suiryu and Choze. It was pretty cool. What did you think of the fight between Suiryu and Choze? I hope you liked it, because I liked it, and you should like it as well, hopefully, but no pressure. I'm being awkward. What I just mean to say is, I like this chapter. If you liked it or want to just talk about it in general, hey, if you didn't like it, that's absolutely fine. Let's talk about it. You can say, I didn't like it because of this, that, and the other thing. Just don't say, I didn't like it because it was this. End of the day, I want to talk to you guys about it. Comments are below. And if you like this review, which you probably didn't, I hope you did, give it a like, I suppose. Thank you for watching. And I suppose if you come for the One Punch Man reviews, I'll see you next chapter. Thank you. One punch. Yeah. That was a good one. I liked it.